So what's the pros and the cons of having an e-bike be your second vehicle? That's what we're going to explore in this video. Stay tuned for this episode. Hello everybody, Papa Blue Shirt here. Out on a nice brisk morning, 65 degrees. Going to be 100 in a couple of days. And so I'm trying to get some extra miles in this morning. But, woo, that was kind of scary. But we want to explore the pros and cons of using an e-bike as your second mode of transportation so you can save money. Now, first of all, a pro is it doesn't cost a whole lot to get started. I have my ecotric that I bought. It's just over $700 now. So that's a pro. You can get started really reasonable. I don't think you're going to buy a dependable secondhand car for $700. One good way to look at it, it's cheap to get started. Another good thing about it, another pro about it is it's easy to learn. Even if you haven't been on a bike for 30 years like I wasn't, I picked it up and I was gone, having the time of my life. So it's very easy. If you still remember how to ride a bike, then you can have it as your second mode of transportation. And this next item's a pro and a con. The pro is you'll have so much fun, you won't believe it. You'll feel like, if you're an old person, you'll feel like you're 16 again. If you're a young person, you'll feel like Superman or a superhero. But that's the bad thing about it too, is if you're using it for transportation, riding to work, you may not want to stop. You may just go right by your work and keep going. So you may lose your job. Riding an e-bike can cause you to lose your job. So you might want to think that one through. And the good thing about this particular e-bike is I can ride 100 miles on one battery. But the bad thing is I have to ride so slow that it gets boring. So I make a compromise. I can do probably 45 or 50 miles and not be bored to death. So that's a pro and a con. Well, another pro is you'll ride so much you'll lose weight. But the other side of that coin, you'll ride so much you'll get hungry. So it all depends on you if you're going to lose weight or not. I go right through those feelings, just keep eating. And then, so when I first started riding, I lost about 35 pounds, I think it was. And, but I've learned with my eating habits how to catch up with that again. I think I'm the only one in the world who can get fat on a plant-based whole food diet. Because I just eat so much. I know without a doubt, getting kind of off subject here, but I know without a doubt if I was on the standard American diet, I would probably weigh 400 or 500 pounds. So it's a good thing I'm on a plant-based diet. And another good thing is that when you ride an e-bike, you're out in the weather. Of course, that can be a bad thing too, because then you're out in the weather. But the neat thing about it is you can pick and choose. If it's a really bad day or too hot, or if the weather is such that you don't want to ride, then you don't have to ride that day. Yeah, another good thing is that you can ride and exercise, and you can decide how much you want to exercise by how high you have up the bike. So if you ride a regular bike, you're going to get all sweaty and stuff before you go into work, and if you don't have a place to take a shower, that's a consideration. But with an e-bike, you can kind of take it easy on your way into work, and then you get there and you're all refreshed and everything. But then when you go home, you can ride really hard, and then you can take a shower and stuff when you get home. So if you like to be in the outdoors, it will work for you. I always thought it was funny in my younger years when I went to the Y. Our Y was on a hill, and the parking lot kind of sprawled all the way down the hill, and people would try to find the parking spaces as close as they can up to the building, you know. And it's like, does that make sense? You go to the Y to work out, but then you're afraid to walk a few steps. And they do the same when they go at Walmart and stuff like that. They got to find a close parking spot. You know, just park way out where there ain't nobody. And then you get a little exercise. Well, then you have the issue of maintenance. If you ride and put any kind of miles on a bike, you're going to have to do some maintenance every once in a while. You're going to have to put tires on, put brakes on. All depends on how much you use your brakes. On my ecotric, I put over 10,000 miles and I still had the original brakes on them because I just never used them much. But my wife, she's got 5,000 miles on hers, and I've already changed hers once, and it probably needs it again. So all depends on how you ride. Another good thing is that you get to see nature. You get to see animals. I see deer almost every day. I seen bald eagles. I seen armadillos, raccoons, cats, dogs, all kinds of dogs. And yeah, so you get to see animals. But that's a good thing and a bad thing, because a lot of times the animals are roadkill. So you learn real fast where the roadkill is. You know where to hold your nose as you go by. But when it's warm, it only takes a few days and all the bugs eat it up. So it's really not that big a deal. But you also have maintenance on a car, so that's kind of a wash there. Economy of use, that could be a big difference. Thinking about it the other day, I've actually put more miles on my bike than I do my car. So that's kind of fun. Then you got the law of unintended purchases. And what I mean about that is when you buy something, you look at the price and you say, oh, it's just going to be X amount of dollars, and you base your decision on that. But not realizing when you buy something, you're going to need other stuff. You need a helmet, you'll need gloves, you need some cycling pants. You know, for the most part, for a bike, it's not that expensive, but and it can be the same for a car. When you got your first car, I'm sure you're like most people, you bought a set of fuzzy dice to hang from the mirror and things like that. And as you get older, those things kind of go away, and you're able to resist those impulses. But when you get a bike, a lot of times you need a rack and you need things, you know. But I think that has a lot to do with your personality and how you look at life. Then you got how it makes you feel. You know, when you ride to work in a car, you get all stressed and you just get there. Where with a bike, you get exercise and you feel good about yourself because you're exercising, and puts you in a much better positive attitude. Now, of course, that has a lot to do with the road you got to ride when you go to work. If you perceive the road to be really dangerous to bicyclists, well, then that could be a stressful thing too. So it all depends. Ooh, wow! I just saw a bobcat. Oh, that was cool. Went across the road. By the time I figured out what it was too late to show you. But yeah, wow. Hope there's something in the road. Looks like a deer. was I before I was interrupted by the bobcat? Oh yeah, you ain't gonna see that probably in your car when you're going to work. But the unintended purchases. It's kind of like when you paint a room. This room really looks bad. I need to paint it. And then you paint that room, and then when it butts up against the other room, you look and you say, man, now that room looks really bad. And so then you have to paint that room. And before you know it, you have your whole house painted. And so word to the wise, if your wife asks you to paint a room, just plan you're going to be painting the whole house, because that's usually what happens. Another pro is riding a bike is low impact. Now when I first thought about riding a bike, I didn't really realize it was considered to be low impact. I had really severe back issues. I was laying on the floor in the living room most days, all day, just in intense pain. And there wasn't really nothing they could do for me except put me on a bunch of pain pills. And I didn't like how that made me feel. You know what I mean? It affected certain areas of your life that I was hoping I still had a few years left. So I said, nope, I ain't doing that. And so I had pain, you know. And when I looked into it, they said it was low impact. So I thought, well, I can give it a try. And as I did it, my back got better and better. I still have issues. It still hurts from time to time, but and sometimes it hurts a lot. But at least I'm getting out and getting some exercise, and I'm able to stabilize my muscles and stuff, so it can help to stabilize my back. So that's a really good pro. You get to get some exercise. Wow, I can't believe I saw a bobcat today. That was neat. I'll have to check the camera. I don't know if I got it or not. I was recording facing me, so I don't know if I got it. If I was recording like this, I would have got him. Probably the biggest con that I can see that I was worried about was traffic. Now I live out in the country, so it's not a really big issue, but it's a big issue because they're going full speed and I'm not, and have to worry a lot about tractors and farm equipment like that. You know, they take up the whole road when you come up on them, and have to make sure you're seen. And so I use a strobe light on the front and the back, and I'm probably gonna get another one here, because you want to be seen. And if you watch them in your mirrors, you can tell if they see you or not. I have this mirror on my pothole. Trying to get this, and I hit that pothole. I have a mirror on my helmet here, and I can see really good behind me. When I first got my bike, I got a rear-facing camera. You know, I was gonna have a screen on here so I could keep an eye on what's going on behind me and stuff, but it didn't work like I thought. So I sent it back, and then I bought this helmet mirror, and now I can't ride without it. It's like my third eye, just like it says. That's what they call them, your third eye. I'll leave a link for that down below if you're interested. It really makes a difference when you're riding. Oh, if this video has been helpful to you, and you want to support the channel, you can buy a super sticker. You can choose the amount that you want to send, $2, $5, all the way up to $500. I'd probably have a heart attack if someone sent me $500. But anyways, if you want to support the channel, that'd be a very easy way for you to support me. And I'm just an old guy out here having fun and trying to help other people get out and exercise and And yeah, so that's an option. To get that, you just click under there, right where it says like and all that. If you click the 3 dots, there'll be an option on there for super stickers. And yeah, it'll make a whole lot on the channel. I'll make a few dollars here and there. It certainly doesn't pay for my expenses in any shape or form, but every little bit helps. So that's always an option if you would like to do that. Yeah, another pro for the e-bike is you can ride fast enough and not get bored. You know, if I had to go underneath my own power with my back issues and my hip issues, I'd probably only be able to ride probably 5 or 10 miles an hour, and not for very long. But this way I can ride like an elite cyclist at that speed, and that's not something you're going to do at my age on your own. So yeah, that's neat. As I grind up this hill. Oh, can he make it? Can he make it? Oh, I don't know. There we go. A little bit of throttle. Another pro is that if you go on a bike ride with someone who's much stronger than you are, you'll be able to keep up with them. In fact, they'll be having a hard time keeping up with you, and they'll be telling you the whole time that you're cheating. You can just smile at them and say, well, that's okay. Hear about how you're cheating and how it's not the same. How it's not the same as riding a regular bike and all that kind of stuff that people say. But you can look at them and say, you only burn 20% less calories riding on an e-bike than you do on a regular bike. And you ride more miles, so you make up for that in miles. So that's not a valid reason for not be riding an e-bike. How many people do you know who ride a regular bike more than 10 miles a day? Probably not very many. I ride between 50 and 55 miles a day. So I'm sure I'm burning a whole lot more calories than a person who rides a normal bike 10 miles. And what I always say, I really don't care. That's some of the pros and cons of getting the e-bike for a second mode of transportation. Yeah, that was fun. So if you watched until the end, I thank you. Goodbye, good luck, and may the good Lord take a liking to you.
May the good Lord take a liking to you.
Hallelujah.
May He spread His blessings on your trail.
Hallelujah.
May He be your guide anywhere you ride, and be always your host when you're needing Him most. May the good Lord take a liking.
Oh, that was fun. Alrighty. See you later.
The wind is
Ooh,
I
that's
love it. It's cute.
because my hoodie's on, you know. I look like I've been through the mill. I look like a rock star, so.